In this video, I'm gonna break down why I hate the word objections and which word I use instead and how it's a massive upgrade in the worldview that serves me at a really high level so I can make more sales, change more lives, and make more money. Now, if you sell high ticket over the phone, whether you're a salesperson or a business owner, this video will give you an upgrade to the way that you look at the situation so that you have a lot more control and you're able to handle it with more grace without the wasted energy and the drama that comes with the idea of an objection. So first things first, let's define objection. So here I've Googled objection and it says an expression or feeling of disapproval or opposition, a reason for disagreeing. The action of challenging or disagreeing with someone, right? So if you imagine a court of law where you have the prosecutor and then you have the defendant and they're sitting there and they're going back and forth and they say, objection, your honor, right? They're disagreeing with each other. They're on opposite sides. The idea of an objection puts you on the opposite side of the table. How I view things instead is that they're not objections. In fact, they're concerns. And so a concern is defined as to worry or make anxious, an anxiety or worry, or a matter of interest or importance to someone, right? So there's something that's important to this person, or there's something that they're worried about that we need to help them process and give them the tools in order to make an empowered decision and to take decisive action. Now, instead of an objection, if we look at it as a concern, it's almost, you can take this like nurturing parent attitude of like, it's okay that you don't understand and I'm here to help you understand. Or like a teacher with a student who's potentially struggling to get a subject, right? Rather than viewing that student as someone who's against you, they view the student as someone who just needs a little bit of extra help. That will massively help you, because at the end of the day, you're here to serve these people. That's the point of sales, right? We're here to give them an opportunity to make a decision that transforms them in a way that it upgrades their identity and it gives them a new reality. When we use the word concern, it puts us on the right side of the table, because sales is the art of agreement, whereas debate is the art of argument. And like Dale Carnegie says, nobody wins a debate. Maybe you've even heard the old saying that a mind changed against its will is of the same opinion still. That's what we're talking about when you're handling objections, right? You end up in this weird convincing energy that feels off. And that's why a lot of people will say that they feel pushy or slimy or sleazy or pressure tactics with sales. None of that when you are looking at them as concerns and you're here to help and guide someone. Now, the other thing that objections do is they move you into what's called the drama triangle. So here I have a diagram that gives you an idea of what the drama triangle is. So within drama, there's three types of roles, right? There's a persecutor. So this person's the blamer. They blame it on someone else. Then the rescuer is the savior, right? They're here to say, oh, I'm so self-righteous, you need me, without my help, you'll never succeed, right? And then you have the victim who feels like nothing's their fault, so they blame everything else as well, but they're not necessarily pointing the finger like the persecutor points a finger at you, the victim points a finger at everything else, right? Well, when we treat it like an objection, we end up in this weird drama triangle, and we could play one of two roles in it. So usually we'll either play the rescuer or the persecutor, and then the prospect will end up playing either the persecutor or the victim, right? So maybe you've gotten to the end and you're trying to handle objections. You've heard someone say to you before, you know, I don't understand what happened. You were so friendly in the beginning and now all of a sudden it's like you've changed. I used to hear that all the time when I would get into the classic 1980s car sales objection handling playbooks that you find people often are sharing, like, I understand you need to think about that, sir. So what exactly do we need to think about? Because while we're here together, I can perhaps help you consider the options. That noise, that is horrendous. You are going to sound like salesiest salesperson in the world, at which point your interests no longer feel aligned because they feel that you want them to buy so you get a commission, and that they feel that they don't want to buy and now you're against them. Let's not do that at all. Instead, what we want to do is first of all, I don't want objections once I make an offer. Like if you make an offer and then you're handling objections after the offer, the syntax of the whole entire situation is messed up in the first place. Rather than handling an objection, which is reactive. I prevent concerns in a proactive way. Some people have tried, I've seen a lot of you guys who you have your application and your application is like 12 pages long and you ask these crazy questions like, are you able to make the decision without anybody, or do you have a partner you need to bring on the phone? And it's like, yes, I'm able to make the decision. I am the sole decision maker. No, I need someone else's opinion or approval to make a decision. And you make them check those boxes in the application. That doesn't work. And I can tell you why that doesn't work. I've seen this so many times. They'll just lie. You will be frustrated because you will feel like they're a liar. But really what they're doing is they don't know the price and they don't know the process. So they'll say anything to get to the point where they can hear the price and the process, because that's what they need in order to have complete information in order to make a buying decision. So they'll tell you what you want to hear inside of your application, knowing that it's not true. And you have designed a situation because you're so scared of an objection that you're putting them in a position that they have to do that. You already started off on the wrong foot, and that's not going to actually bypass the objection or the concern at all. The concern will still likely come up. You'll then feel that they're a liar, and then both of you guys will feel frustrated, and the energy will just turn to this weird opposition, sort of like, you know, you're the prosecutor, they're the victim, and like, it's just not the vibe that we're looking for. Instead, I want people to be able to make an empowered choice. I want them to be able to take decisive action. I want people to have all the information that they need. As well, I want to be able to guide and frame things in ways that help them really understand the consequences on both sides, and it feels to them that it's their choice. Because I used to really hard close and force people to make a lot of decisions, especially because my training and my background was in timeshare, where that's what we were taught. We were taught that they'll never come back, so you gotta like hard close them right then and there. And it's the tour isn't over until they're standing up, meaning that like you're sitting with the family, the tour's not over until they get so mad that they're standing up yelling at you. That was how timeshare was structured. And so when I got into this world of remote sales and having the option to do follow-ups was like a completely different game for me. It blew my mind. I got really good at structuring the follow-up process to the point that now about anywhere between 60% of my deals or so will come from follow-up. And a lot of folks would be like, well, I don't want that many follow-ups. I want more one-call closes. You'd be surprised. I actually love the follow-up closes because for those people, it was their decision. They own the decision, they own the choice. They make for better clients, they make for higher full pays, and so they'll pay in full more frequently. They'll also pay at higher prices, and they'll end up actually using the product and getting the outcome and being much better clients to work with in the grand scheme of things. And it's because they were not pressured, they were not pushed, they were given the illusion of choice. What I mean by that is I set all the frames so that they make the decision, yet the decision was really engineered because of the environment that was created by how it was structured. That is when you're at a different level of sales. This is a lot. I know you may need to go back and watch this again. And if you do want to go deeper on this, I actually have a mini course that I put together. It's like a short 20-minute video, and it goes into what I call the SLR model. And so the SLR model breaks down the different types of concerns, how to understand the concerns, and then how to maneuver on those concerns whenever you're on the call. And it will help you massively when it comes to upgrading your sales process without you getting into these pissing matches where you are constantly at odds, you're frustrated, you're emotionally drained, and then you go back and you take it out on your spouse or you take it out on your friends, and you sit there and make them listen to your drama and the story of how so-and-so said they were gonna do it and they didn't do it and they're a liar. And forget that. There's no need to be self-righteous. I'd much rather you be free than self-righteous, right? That's a old question that someone once asked me, and it hit me at such a deep way where it was like, do you want to be right or do you want to be free? And I want you to ask that question to yourself. Do you want to be right or do you want to be free? If you want to be right, keep handling objections, right? Keep going at it with the old tired cliches from the 1980 car sales manuals where they have, if they need to think about it, say this. If they need to talk to their spouse, say this. If you want a better way, if you want a way that makes you feel free, that makes your prospects and clients feel free as well, that they chose what this is and they chose to work with you and they made an empowered decision, and you want to let go of all the drama, you want to let go of all the baggage, and you want to design a sales process that feels good, that feels right, that allows you to sell with congruence and conviction, then grab the SLR model training, because that will blow your freaking mind in 20 minutes. It's one of the best $49 you'll ever spend. I'm really proud of how it came out, and I look forward to hearing how you have an impact and influence over other people, leveraging the SLR model and adjusting the way you view this from objection handling to concern prevention, as well as understanding the different types of concerns, how to articulate and maneuver around those concerns, because you will start to change way more lives, you will make way more money, and you're gonna have a lot more fun in the process. So with that said, happy selling, go get it. Change some lives. Let's do this, baby.